Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you back to the channel. And first and foremost today, I want to just talk about kind of like some of the things that are going on and how it affects us and how it affects our energy. But first and foremost, I want to put prayers of healing and love out to all the people involved in the plane crashes this past week. We send the families much love and know that their family members are now in the hands of the great mystery, God, Great Spirit, however you want to call the Creator. But we want to put prayers of love out to those families, prayers of healing in their time of need. And as a minister, that's a lot of what I do. Yes, I do a lot of weddings, but I'm also here if people need to talk about things. And there's been a lot to talk about this week. But my job, especially working with Archangel Michael, is to hold the light of love on this planet. And that is what we are doing. That is what I am doing. It's nonstop, 24/7. And if you'd like to join the crusade to keep this planet in peace and in harmony and in balance, just reach out and let me know. We have a group started that is helping me, and there are many more of us on the planet that are holding the highest degree of love and light for everybody. It doesn't matter what color your skin is, because we were all created by one entity. We were created equal in the eyes of the Creator. We are all equal. And that is what we are bringing onto this planet. Yes, it's causing some disruption, rooting out the bad players, getting rid of the dark energy that is down here. But no, as long as you stick together and you stay in the energy of light and love, we will prevail. So that being said, this message this week for February 2nd through the 8th, we're going to stick with the, whoops, I can never see the darn thing, messages from the Spirits of Nature by Dr. Stephen Farmer. Where is that darn book? There it is. Usually I go back and forth with the two decks that I do have here, but I was told to use this one again this week. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So this is for the collective, for humanity as a whole, not for just those in the United States, because we are all connected. We truly are, when we do ceremony, it's the great mystery, the great spirit, the one spirit that moves through all. And what somebody does in this part of the world affects everybody else over here in the other part of the world. My fingers disappear. So we have to be very mindful of our thoughts, our actions, our words, because our words do harm. And one of the things I talked about earlier in a video last week is chords. But words have actions. They have consequences. And when you deliberately harm other living beings with your words and your actions, there's going to be an immediate karmic backlash. Because karma isn't waiting until you reincarnate into another lifetime. She's coming after every single one of us who steps off the path of love. So I don't care If you're the poorest person on the world, on the earth, the richest person, karma will find you. There is always going to be consequences for your actions. So please make sure your actions are those of love. Today again, they want 4 cards again, they're saying. And of course, 4 is all about balance. So we are going to get these nice and shuffled. See, for the collective, what is it that Spirit wants us to know? You know, January was very bumpy. February is starting to be a very bumpy way to start the month. But we know peace and harmony does exist. It is coming. And there's an old saying that people still say, but it is an old saying, I'll believe it when I see it. And the actual saying is, you will see it when you believe it. So let go of the waiting and waiting till waiting that you're going to believe it when you see it. Whereas if you would just change your mindset to believing it, because then you will see it. All right, get these all shuffled up. One more pass this way. And then pick those 4 cards. Move my glasses so I have space for it. Huh. Ouch. Okay, let's put those over there. And let's see what we have. That's so funny. I love how they orchestrate these. So, the first card pulled is love. What was I just talking about? The main reason we are here is to bring love to this planet. Love for all beings on this planet. Not just humans, all beings. Second card pulled. Whoops. Hey, I even disappeared. Oh, there I am. Second card pulled. This thing just does not want to pull these cards for some reason. This one just doesn't want to come up. Oh, you can see it a little bit. It's fire. It's so intense, it's blowing up my screen where you can't even see it. That's the second card. Fire. Intensity. The third card. It just does not want to look at these things today. Huh. It's the butterfly. If I could ever get it to show. You can see it a little bit. It just does not want to come in for some reason. Let's see if I pull it backwards. Oh, there we go. If I go really far back, it's the butterfly. And the butterfly is all about regeneration. And the fourth card, beautiful picture, is the moon. And that's all about cycles. And it's a full moon at that. It's a very beautiful picture of the full moon. None of the pictures I've ever taken of the moon have come out quite that pretty, although I have gotten some really good ones. So we have the rose, all about love. So let's see what the rose's message is. It's asking us to pause for a few moments. Close your eyes and imagine you're holding a fragrant rose. Notice the color of the rose that appeared to you. You can always later discover the symbolism of that color, because colors also have meaning. Different colors resonate to different chakras. There's a whole class I used to teach on the healing power of colors, because they do actually do a lot of healing work for us. Inhale slowly, and you can smell the gentle yet powerful fragrance of the rose. Let it be carried throughout your body. As you do, notice any sensations, particularly in your heart area. As you exhale, send that breath out to the world with love. Repeat a few times. Thank the rose and the rose spirit for its sweet and compassionate gift to the world, as a reminder of the utmost importance of giving and receiving love. It's critical at this time to generously express your love through words and action. There we go again about your words. Your words have tremendous power to heal. So use them for that. Use them to spread love. When you do things, help people, you do it with the energy of love, not for getting anything in return. That's not what this is about. When you help people, and that's why we are here, do it selflessly. Don't expect anything in return. Give from your heart. Give with love. And then watch your life actually change around you. You don't have to do anything different. You don't have to race around, oh, I got to do this and do this and do this to get more love in my life. No, you don't. Just be selfless. Let's see let me find out where I stopped. Okay, so to give it away as much and in as many ways as possible with no agenda or expectations attached. You'd think they were listening to me when they wrote this book. Do not shy away from doing so, and beware of how it returns to you in so many different ways from a variety of sources. Human, animal, and plant. When you experience love coming your way, simply receive and accept it with gratitude. Whenever needed, picture a rose as a reminder of the sacredness, purity, and power of love. See, so it doesn't matter which spiritual teacher you're talking to or listening to, they should all be saying the same thing. So make sure that the person that you're listening to or you're following is coming from a space of love. Plain and simple. Dr. Farmer is. He's even putting it in his cards and in his book. So pay attention, folks, to the spiritual teachers that you're actually listening to and making sure they really are spiritual. Because I've run into some that aren't. So the second card they gave us was that of fire. And that's all about intensity. So let's see what the message from fire is today. Everything seems to be going smoothly without a lot of disruptive ripples and conflict. Then the trade-off for this peace and calm is that there's no fire in your life. There's very little excitement or enthusiasm. By adhering to certain safe routines and relatively predictable and mundane rituals, you're lacking the intensity that is a spark for action, passion, and creativity. In this era of your life, it's important to take risks and stretch yourself, to engage in activities that spark your excitement and enthusiasm. Your mind and body may have been conditioned to associate intensity with tension and turmoil. It doesn't matter how old you are, it's time to follow your passionate and creative urges. What activities have you been considering but have been reluctant to act on for fear of causing upheaval in your stable and comfortable life? Life is short. Stoke that fire in your belly and in your heart and abandon those fears that have been holding you back from experiences that really light your inner fire. In other words, quit sitting on your laurels. That's what my mom always used to say. You want to do something, go out and do it. If it makes you happy, do it. Because the happier you are, your vibration raises, then negative things can't stick to you and you won't draw them in. But the more joy-filled you are, the more joyful your life becomes. So if you've got something useful to say, you have something useful that you want to do it. If it brings you joy, do it. Who cares what other people think? It's none of your business anyway. Who cares what you do? It's nobody's business. If there's something that is calling you, a place that's calling you, an activity that's calling you, or you want to travel, whatever it is, do it. Because life is short. So now we have the butterfly, which is, of course, about regeneration, creating something out of something different. I mean, if you look at where the butterfly comes from, the chrysalis that it comes out of, you got this little tiny worm that turns into a chrysalis, and then poof, all of a sudden you have this big, beautiful, let's see if I pull it this way. Oh, there we go. Butterfly. Not quite a monarch, but those are the ones I grew up with. We were the monarchs. They were everywhere. So what does the butterfly have, the message for us today? Life was moving along for you in a relatively steady and predictable way until certain events plunged you into a chaotic cycle from which you are now gradually emerging. You've had to face a number of challenges and have been feeling overwhelmed, questioning all you've come to know, turning inward for answers that don't always come. You may not be aware of it, but this period has served as a gestation period for a major transformation, one where a new you is being regenerated. Although your DNA remains the same, there is a restructuring happen epigenetically similar to the imaginal cells that are activated in the butterfly's transformation. Even your physical appearance is noticeably changing along with the way you carry yourself. You may have an urge to wear brighter, more colorful clothing. You're being called to explore different fun and creative activities and to deepen your spiritual practice and beliefs. Enjoy this period of regeneration as you discover parts of yourself that have previously remained hidden. As this new you continues to emerge, allow yourself to explore whatever you're drawn to with courage and a sense of adventure. Again, it ties in to what I've been talking about, but it also ties into the other cards that were pulled. I just love how spirit comes together. But you do absolutely need to grow your ties to the spiritual, to the love energy that this planet is about. And don't get me wrong, love will conquer all. It really will. So now we have the beautiful moon. Let me put the card up again in case you forgot what it looks like. That big, beautiful full moon. Full moons are awesome. I love going out and howling at them every chance I get. So what is the message from the moon? For the next couple of months, keep a journal in which you track the cycles of the moon, along with a record of your mood each day. Note if and how your emotions correspond to the full or new moon and the in-between periods. If it's the time of the new moon, declare your intentions for the next couple of weeks and allow that which has been brewing to birth. Listen closely to your inner guidance for support for those intentions. Take a walk outside and gaze at the stars, knowing that Grandmother Moon is there whether you see her or not. If instead you're now at the time of the full moon, rejoice, for it is a time of completion, of endings. It is a time to let go of anything physical, emotional, or relational that you've held on to for so long. Let go of these troubling emotions that have been hounding you. Forgive yourself for any way you violated your own ethics. It's a good time to release any and all shame that you've been carrying. Thank Grandmother Moon for assisting you with these actions. When my mentor, Serge, was still around, we would always do full and new moon ceremonies at the store that we both worked through as readers. And that's one of the things we would do, was have a healing meditation. And then depending on whether it was the full moon or the new moon, we would have people print their intentions on a piece of paper. Don't write them. You have to print them, because then it really puts that intent into that paper. So if it was a new moon, you're trying to draw in what you're trying to attract, what you're trying to manifest. So you would write down on that piece of paper all as if you've already have it, that it's already been manifested. So you're basically thanking the Creator for bringing this wonderful thing into your life. And then we would have the healing meditation. And at the very end, everybody would go out and they would hand me their papers, and then I would burn them into a bowl. And then we would scatter the ashes around the trees so that it could be used as compost to help the trees grow. On the full moon, you write down what it is you're finally ready to let go of, whether it's fear, anger, jealousy, hatred, all these negative emotions that don't serve anybody. They hurt people, but most importantly, they hurt the person that's holding on to them even more. That's one of the reasons why forgiveness is so important, because not only are you hurting everybody else with your anger, but you're hurting the most important person, yourself. And we would do the same thing at the end of this healing ceremony. People would come outside, and I can tell you, the owner of the store that we worked in, she always knew if it was a full moon, because the stench of everybody's negativity that was being let go of, even during the meditation, would sometimes hang around in the air. And she would walk in the next day and she's like, oh my God, she'd have to open up the doors, smudge the place. So know that if somebody that wasn't even there when we did the ceremony could sense it over 12 hours later, or still in the store, how powerful it affects you. It drags your energy down. And where there's anger, fear, hatred, jealousy, you can't have love. You can't have both at the same time. So in order to bring more love into your life, to balance yourself with peace and harmony and love, you have to let go of the anger. And that's what the moon is for, the full moon especially. So again, I want to thank all of you for tuning in for this week's reading and kind of little mini lesson tantrum. But it's important. I mean, it really, really is important that people start waking up and start allowing love to flow in their life, because it will pass from you to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. It's time to turn inward to your spirituality, to the flow of love and light that comes from the Creator, and spread it everywhere. Hope you guys have a very wonderful week. Hold tight and strong and stay grounded in Mother Earth, and just continue shining your light upon the world. We'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.